Hey guys, it's Jimmy here and welcome back to another Throwback first episode. Today we are racing the HistorX mod at Spa and we're driving the Porsche 911R 2 litre as driven in the mid-60s. Now this is meant to be sort of a recreation of the modern historic racing scene, so every, I think there's 24 hours of Spa every year with HistorX, maybe 6 hours, I'm not entirely sure, but it's an endurance race at Spa every year. And I thought, well, let's sort of try and recreate that with the awesome HistorX mod. Any excuse to drive this mod, to be honest. So, as you can see, we're starting at the back of the field. I haven't qualified, so I'm going to be starting behind slower cars such as Minis and the Sprites here as well. And the guys at the front of the field, you know, the ones you expect to see there, the GT40s, 906s. So, I'm going to be going past a lot of cars at the start of the race, but hopefully once we get to where we should be in the field, there'll be some close racing. So let's get started then, shall we? So there's the field there looking awesome, and here we are at the back of the grid in our awesome Porsche. Very slidey this car, and you'll see just how slidey it is as we get going. So into first gear, and away we go. We're going to run outside of these people straight away and just get them down and out of the way, using of course the full H-pattern manual gearbox with clutch. 35 cars taking part I think in this race, using the 4GB patch mod, obviously to make that possible. So just sort of being very nice and careful through this first little sector. Oh, as he touched the Alpine and it touches us, we get a little bit sideways coming out of there, but away we go again, we're okay. We have the legs on the Alpine down the hill, so we can just take it as we get almost squeezed into the pit wall. We don't want that. So you see all the cars snake up Eau Rouge, it's awesome to see. Now it's our turn to take a stab at it. We'll use fourth gear on this lap, tyres are cold. Oh, very slidey as you can see, having big issues through there, but hopefully we'll perfect that line as the race goes. Now I am recording this at 60 frames a second. There will be a bit of stutter at the start, because even for the 4GB patch, having this many cars loaded in our factory does cause some frame rate issues, but hopefully it'll get better as the cars spread out. So now coming at the end of the Camel Straight, braking at about 125 metres, still braking very hard. Aston Martin there on the left, Corvette on the inside. And that's what I like about historic racing here. The Corvette got up alongside the Aston on the straight, but the Aston has the speed through the corners and is now harrying the Corvette. Got to be really careful coming out of Lake Home, because that gravel there on the left will absolutely destroy you. It will just grab you and you won't get out of it. So I might be a little bit more cautious through there than I usually would be. I'm also going to try and act like this car is my car. You know, I don't want to just chuck out the inside where I can just bounce off the AI. I want to try and race the AI as if they were humans, as much as they definitely aren't, but just trying to add that level of immersion there. Now this is where I'm going to get left behind by all the big muscle cars. Even that Aston has a bigger engine than me. My speed comes in the corners, coming to Pouon now, going to third gear. Not much I can really do here, to be honest. There's a lot of cars in front of me. We'll try and sneak it up the inside. There it is. Can we get up the inside of the Corvette as well? No, we can't. He's going to shut the door. Really trying to control that oversteer in third gear there now, up into fourth. So we aren't the fastest car out there, but we are definitely the most spectacular, and I'll have to link you to the video that inspired this video of a fella taking one of these cars round Spa, and I don't think he's was straight for any of the lap. It was fantastic to watch, really is. So breaking down now, coming up to the uphill section. This is where all the cars with power are just going to bugger off, and you're going to see that now. Although there is a car at the front of the field there holding one of this pack, I should say, holding up. I think it's a TVR, which is a beast in a straight line. You see it just disappear off now, but not so much in the corners apparently. And you see how much I'm getting left behind. I can actually hear a car behind me. I'm going to try and keep the racing line as much as I can. I think that's probably the Aston behind me. Oh, Blanchimon's always fun on this car. One big slide in fifth gear. Now coming up to the bus stop, we should be able to make up some distance here. We do have good brakes, and we are good under the brakes. Oh, we just popped the back of the Corvette there as it pulled across in the braking zone. Very dangerous in real life. Like I said, AI, not quite humans. Keeping that inside open. I think there is a car there, but yes, it is. It's one of the Porsches. I do love that Porsche. I forget the name of it though. I'm going to get flayed for forgetting the name of it, but it's really awesome to drive. Very fun. Not that powerful though. We have the power advantage definitely, and up the inside of the Corvette. Oh look, a Daytona prototype, nice. Not a prototype, Jimmy, just a Daytona. See, I've been playing too many games that, well, I've been driving too many modern vehicles lately, but Shelby Daytona Coupe is awesome. I'm a big fan of it. Chose not to drive it today, chose to drive this to recreate the video, but maybe in the future, right? Oh, just grazing the wall there. Interesting. Damage is off. I think I said that already because I don't trust the AI as far as I can punt them. Oh, look, a fellow Porsche there holding up a couple of the muscle cars. So we'll go to the left as well. Oh, no we won't. We'll go around him. Too slow 181. I think that is actually the same car as me as well. We are on 105% difficulty, so any higher than that we don't really get that much further. I can hear a muscle car somewhere. Mirrors for some reason not wanting to work in the virtual despite the PLR being ticked, so I'm just going to roll with it and hope I don't get punted at some point during this race. Very immature of me of course in the sim racing world. You can hear whatever that is behind me just playing with the throttle, trying to get past. I'm also being very careful with the gears. There's no point doing anything stupid. It's only a 20-minute race, but still this thing will blow up very easily. That's why I'm short shifting quite a bit. Well, I can anyway. Bit of downhill now will assist my straight line speed, but look at the Mustang. Absolutely nothing I've got on a straight line can match that. Luckily this track doesn't stay straight for long as we pitch ourselves into Pouhon sideways. I can hear that Porsche behind me. I'll take fourth. Still sliding. Oh, it's like an art in this car, it really is. Maybe break a bit later for that. I'm being still quite cautious because I do want to get to the end of this race, and of course the engine, like I said, is very fragile, but maybe it's time to knock it up a couple of notches. I don't know, we're in between third and second here, very difficult. So very slow coming out the corner now, but we're okay. And this is where we suffer. Oh, just tagging the gravel there, really upsetting the car. Oh, it was the prototype Porsche. It has got the straight line speed apparently. Or has it? Since that we've now grabbed the slipstream, we now can pretty much match it just about through Pouhon, who's got the speed. It's not going to be me. Oh, trying to keep within the white lines as best I can. This car is a fantastic fun if you get it right. The drifting might not look quick, but it is the fastest way to drive this car. If we put it on the inside of the prototype. No, he comes back at us. Oh, that's another Porsche up the inside. That's our competitor, the 181. We can't have that, can we? Side by side with him now, going over the start finish line, coming up to the source. We're going to brake heavy. We're going to do the prototype, who seems to brake too heavy, and the Mustang, who's really chucked the anchors on for that, but car not turning now. We have a car pushing us on the inside. So coming down now to Eau Rouge. I suspect to see a Mustang. There it is. We'll try fifth. No, we can't. Mustang's so slow. Look how much we're being held up. And now he's just going to bugger off again on the straight. This is why I love historic racing. The cars are balanced but in different places. The Mustang, a beast in a straight line. 300 or so horsepower. This little thing, under 200 horsepower, but handles like a dream. Look how much we close in the braking zone. I'm just going to throw it up the inside. Oh, but the Mustang covers it. Racing this guy very hard indeed. Can we go around the outside? No, he comes out on us. We just squeeze him a bit, but I get off the throttle there just to make sure we don't go into the gravel. Looks like the idea of treating this as my car has gone out the window very quickly. Down to Rivage. No, this is going to need to make the gap, because we're now going to go downhill into another straight. We need to be ahead of him going to Pouhon. That's where we have a big speed advantage. I can hear him. We'll stay in fourth. Oh, too much speed into Pouhon. Trying to bring it back. That was our chance there to get away. I can hear the cars behind me. Really wish I could get the mirror working. I tried to give it a little bit of a kick there in third gear, get the rear wheel spinning, but not enough power to do that. Trying second gear this time. We go a bit wide into the corner though. This is where we're going to suffer. Oh, car nearly spinning. Almost touching that gravel again, and we have to pull to the left and let the cars go. Nothing I can do about it. There goes the Mustang. Hoping that's it. That was a nice revage. I can hear the prototype just playing that throttle again behind me. Was he waiting for me, having to slide through the corner? That prototype really struggling for speed, it seems, as again we put it up the inside of the Mustang, going to the braking zone. So if we can be ahead here when the race ends, we're looking good, because this is where it matters, of course, coming over the start-finish line. But if he's anywhere near me coming out the corner, he's just going to overtake me again. So trying to brake out, braking myself, going to the source. Now we need to stay ahead before we go through Eau Rouge. We need to be ahead of the Mustang to carry the speed through and stand any chance of being ahead at Kemmel. 10 minutes remaining in the race. Stay in 5th gear. Oh, we get the slide, we get a big slide. We just about keep it. I was trying to be too fast there. Definitely paid the price for that one. I think now we're going to be losing that position back to the Mustang. We put it over to the left, take our racing line nice and early. He's got to be on it to catch us. Going up to 120 miles an hour on this thing before we have to hit the braking zone about here. Trying to be nice and kind. The gears obviously using heel and toe on the way down. Ref matching to make sure we don't have any looking of the wheels when changing down. This thing slides about at the rear enough as it is. Being very cautious on the front now. I think we do have a slight lead. The cars in front, I'm not sure they're going to be possible to capture. They are fighting, so it might be possible. There you go, very nice through there. Trying to clean it up a bit now. So we're going to slow down. We're going to go into 3rd. We're going to take it to 3rd corner, then go into 4th if we get the speed coming out of it. There you go, that's better. Going into 4th, the car is going to slide, so we turn in very early. There you go, beautiful. You guys have to watch the video that I'm going to link in the description. It's such a better display of this car's agility than I'm showing now. And I mean, agile for a 60s car, definitely. I'm going to use 2nd. I just feel it's better. The initial punch is there, and we need that. Oh, very good. Ignore the disco trees in the background. I'm trying to. Very distracting. So lap time, of course, round here in one of the HistorX cars is over 3 minutes. It's about a 3:06, 3:05, I think, for a good time round here. For me, anyway. In this Porsche, as we get very high on the inside curve going through Blanchimont. That was scary. Things with this car, you don't get bored driving it, so even when you're not directly fighting someone for position, you're still being challenged, and it's brilliant fun as we get the braking zone all wrong there. I feel like I want to use first, but first is a little bit too low. I think we are catching these guys, if not slowly. Nice and easy, he says as he goes wide. I'm not quite sure what car that is in front. I'm trying to see. I think it might be an E-Type. If so, we're doing very well. Let's try 5th again now. A bit smoother. There you go. Now getting on the throttle. 4th is definitely the gear through there. You can't take it through 5th and carry the speed. I feel like I almost want to change down to 4th mid-corner though. Put off any engine brake until I really have to use it, you know. Yeah, that is an E-Type, and we are catching him. So this could be another position for us. I'm pretty sure we'd be winning our class. We'll check after the race to see the results, but right now we're doing very well indeed. Playing it a bit dangerous there. That luck of that gravel can really ruin your day. But if you guys are interested in driving this, then I'll be linking the mod in the description below. It does require that you have a valid copy of GT Legends, either disc or in your Steam library or some sort of other means that you have purchased, because this borrows a lot, and I mean a lot, of the assets from GT Legends, just with better physics, shall we say. It says with a big grin on his face. But definitely worth trying, one of the better mods in our factor, if not the best mod. The track, just a random Spa track, and we're trying a modern version, keeping it in third gear. Gonna shift to 4 for the rev's sake. That was fun. But yeah, catching these cars in front. I'd also recommend, if you are going to drive with cars like this, that you do have the 4GB patch in effect. You do want that, because otherwise the game will just not load. It will crash every time you try and load more than a couple of cars. 5 minutes remaining, so that's about 2 laps for us. Oh, okay. This is where we're going to lose all that time to the car in front. We haven't got the speed to catch him in any sort of straight line. It's all in the corners. Nice short 5th gear there, keeping the power on. Turning in so early, just letting the car drift out. A little bit too early there though. Compromised our line through the corner slightly, but we're okay. This car doesn't really respond very well to sharp movements. It likes to be steered with the throttle. So you do it gently in the throttle, start letting it drift, don't jab it or you go into some sort of weird pendulum slide which you can't really recover from. But if you're smooth and then get on the power, almost like you're learning to drift, but it's a different sort of drift. Oh, the E-Type's so early on the brakes there, I got caught out actually. Taking the alternate route down to Eau Rouge. There is an E-Type to the right of me, I'm pretty sure I can hear it. We might have him. I have to shoot to the inside to take the corner, but I think we might have had him there. He might get us back going up the straight. We'll pull to the left straight away, take our line. You can see that if you were in any misconception about the altitude of the Kemmel Straight, it is just uphill, and you can see that in the revs. Struggling to get to top speed there. Oh, braking hard. Not quite getting it done properly, but we are ahead of the E-Type now. Just playing the throttle around there. There you go. Nice and simple. Oh, the brakes locking up big time going down to Rivage. Very easy to do that. You are going downhill. You can hear the tyres squealing. It's brilliant. Just letting the rear end of the car turn in first and following it with the throttle. Oh, don't Maldonado. Okay, good. Definitely the best corner on the course to highlight the handling characteristic of this car. Although it is where it's slowest compared to these cars that sort of grip round it, we do drifting ultimately is slower. In this car it's faster. In others it's not. Just trying to keep the car as close to the apex as possible, because I can hear that Jaguar behind me and it will be nipping at my heels no doubt when we go up to the hill towards Blanchimont, and we're going to try and keep it behind us. But this is a difficult section for the Porsche. Oh, he's just getting it very loose. I can hear that Jaguar right beside me, I think. Oh, we're getting a bot from behind. He's right behind me. Now it's to the right of me. Oh, we have contact. It cuts in the Jaguar driver, giving no quarter. One of the slower cars being lapped, and we're going to take advantage of that, Mr. Jaguar. You're going to play dirty. We're going to play dirty as well. We shouldn't get that from this race. GT40s, whilst very quick, aren't that quick. A minute remaining, so I think it'll be this lap and one more. I kind of forget how the timing system works in R Factor. Or it depends, I guess, when the leaders cross the line. I'm trying to get up the inside of the Daytona there, but absolutely no chance. See you later, says the Daytona. Although it's going to come across a Sprite right in the middle of a Rouge, and so are we. Oh, that's going to slow us right down. Nothing we can do about it. Gotta just wait. You see how difficult that is for the Sprite. That'll be flat in the Sprite through there. You'll only be doing about 60 when you hit the corner. Not so much, of course, in the Porsche. Got a bit more get up and go than that. There are a couple of cars ahead though, and I'm wondering if the slow traffic will play into our hands at all. So we're down now to 0. The time is out, so either it will be this lap, the end, or one more. I'm gonna assume it's this lap and try and push hard and catch that prototype. Don't touch the gravel, Jimmy. That'll be an awful way for this video to end. It's been very nice coming back to R Factor again. I do play it every now and then, and the HistorX is a fantastic reason to come back to this game. There you go, very interesting. Get on the course, Jimmy. It's like another one of the slower cars coming out. I think it's a Renault, I forget what the name of it is. I think it's like a Gordini, I want to say, maybe. No, it's a Mini. Scratch that, I can see it now. Is the Mini going to help us out? That's the question. You can hear the Daytona. So loud compared to everything else. Mini sounds like a lawnmower. He's definitely slowing the Daytona up. He's going to get past them going up to Francorchamps, surely. Oh, contact between the two of them. AI don't like each other very much. Well, I can hear a car behind me. What is it? Something that's been struggling to get past. Is it a GT40? No, it's a Corvette. Where did that come from? From nowhere. Is that for position? We'll try and break him into the bus stop from a long way back though. Worth it if it's for a position. Wiggling that rear end. Just get rid of any notion of the Corvette that he can get back past again, but oh, there he is, he's to the left. I've got no chance. Look at that difference in speed. I think we might have one more lap. This is going to be a very interesting last lap. We've got two very fast cars in a straight line, and the car that will dance around them in the corners. It sounds like the Corvette is going to back off. We keep it in 4 through here, try and keep the revs high. Try and reduce the ground between me and the Daytona prototype. Stop saying prototype, but the Daytona in front of us. We're going to be a second duck on the straight for this Corvette again. 125 mile an hour, 130 mile an hour, sorry. Just using the cornering speed to keep me ahead of this far superior, in terms of power, car behind me. Oh, third. I'm not quite getting the power one out of there. All I can hear is V8 behind me. Come on, little 2 litre. I thought at first it was a GT40 coming through, but I'm pretty sure I saw this Corvette early on. He was really struggling, and now he's found the pace. We're going to see him go up the inside for Puel. Can hear him. Keep it in the white lines, Jimmy. Really, really trying now. Both to catch the car in front and keep the car behind us where he is. That was a very aggressive downshift, lucky to get away with that. Could have blown the engine right there. On the power so early compared to the... There's no point me trying to overtake here. It's pretty much done now. I can't get anywhere near him unless he's really slow through Blanchimont. The cornering speed's so much faster in the Porsche, but there he goes, nothing I can do. I can hear that Corvette as well. I get a bot from the Corvette. Get a big bot from the Corvette. He has to brake for Blanchimont, I have to slide through it. The speed and the Daytona, we're getting close. Can we put a move on the inside? The dying seconds of the race. I'm gonna give it a go. It's gonna be on the inside though. We're gonna cover the inside. First gear, punch it. Go, 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 go. I can hear it. Come on, Porsche. Come on, check a flag. Who's gonna get it? I think I got it. I think I got it. So, where did we finish? We finished in 19th place, ahead of the prototype, not by much at all. By a 10th, I think it was in the end. There it is. Let's go on board with the prototype here. Can we get a better view of that? There you go, that's how close it was. But we took 19th from the prototype right at the end, and I am happy with that. So guys, like I said, go and get this mod. It's really fun. It's a really good mod to drive, and there are just so many cars to choose from. There's like 60 cars you can drive in this mod, and they're all fantastic. So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, subscribe to be notified of future videos. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all next time.